Welcome to Broken Chains and Building Dreams, the podcast where broken pieces become stepping stones to strength. Join me, Julio Almanza, aka JC, as we explore the transformative power of resilience, redemption, and renewal. Each episode will journey from the depths of adversity to the heights of triumph, sharing stories of hope, inspiration, and overcoming obstacles, featuring special guests from all walks of life, from felons to actors to singers to entrepreneurs, individuals who have walked that road from wrong to strong. So get ready for some real conversations about family and the pursuit of purpose, and some good old war stories. So get ready, because we're breaking those chains and building those dreams one episode at a time. My name is JC. I am Wrong to Strong. Welcome to Breaking Chains and Building Dreams. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another one. This will be my first episode as a podcaster, I guess you could say. I did the YouTube thing, kind of got burnt out on it. I did it over and over again, the videos, the editing, and just planning out, and I did it. I got it up to 85K subscribers, and I just got burnt out. I got so much more to say, and it has to be verbal because it takes so much time to put it on video. So, with that being said, because we're about to start. What's up, y'all? How you guys doing today? Hey, I am grateful that you guys are listening to this. I'm grateful that I get the opportunity to do this. Share my story, share my hope, share my life, and just share, God, that, he's been the one that's changed my life in so many ways. And today I get to reflect back and just look at just everything. And, prison was tough for me because I was mad. I was in a bad mood. I was pissed. You see how all those were mad. But, I had a hard time. I just had a hard time just being around people, I guess you could say, and following rules and stuff like that. And when I got to Arizona, it was very different for me. It was very segregated amongst your own. It was very segregated with the Latinos. I had never seen that in my life. In Chicago, one of the main things as a Latin king or being in a Latin gang is that you protect anybody that's, Mexican, that is not, from here. Anybody Latino, pretty much. I mean, that's what they used to stand for. I don't know about now, but when I got here and they asked me, who was I going to sit with, the Americans or the illegals, the Chicanos or the Paisas, I had a hard time. I had a hard time because you're asking me to pick between my mom or my sister. So I rode with the program. I did what they did, got in line for the Kool-Aid, did everything according to their schedule and time. And you guys have to understand that when there's a gang or a group, an organization, a bunch of friends, whatever you want to call it, when there's a lot of them in one place, they start to want to run stuff. They want to get more TV time, have more chairs, have more tables. And yeah, they need more tables because they have more guys, but then they start taking away from the other races that are there, and that's what causes, problems. And we started having problems in the door right away because in Florence, they come in by the busloads. Every day there's about 100 of them getting caught at the border or, smuggling, whatever. And they're bringing in by the hundreds. So we're outnumbered 1 to 10, pretty much. I was in the unit, and I already knew they were going to try and get me because I was bumping heads with them a lot. It was no good. And when they told me, let's go to the yard, let's talk, I'm not going to lie. Like, I kind of felt like it was going to go down, but at the same time, I thought that I was going to be able to kind of, I guess, talk it out or something. But, we got out to the yard, and everybody was out there working out. Some guys were doing pull-ups, others were doing push-ups, dips. Some were playing basketball. Others were running around the fence. I remember just looking at the guys playing basketball, and my back was facing all the guys that were working out. And I don't know why I turned like that. I don't know why I put my guard down, but it cost me, and it almost cost me my life. The rock that they dug up from the floor was like the size of a size 12 in a boot, pretty much. That's how big the rock was that they dug up from the floor. And they put it into 2 socks. And when they swung it, they hit me in the back of the head. I guess it sounded so loud that the guys inside, the guards, heard it, through the cameras. I fell down to the floor for a little bit, like not down, but I stumbled. And all I remember is saying to myself to stay up. I kept telling myself, stay up, don't fall, because if you fall, they're going to kill you. And at that moment, I couldn't tell how many were on me, but I know there was a lot of them. There was probably about 10 or 12 on me, and they were hitting me from everywhere. I could feel it on my face, on my back. Plus, I was bleeding all over the place. I thought they had stabbed me because I was covered in blood. My eyes were burning. And pretty much what I did is, the first guy that punched me, I grabbed him, and I put my whole fist in his mouth. I gave him a fish hook, and I just pulled on his whole cheek. And I remember just like hearing his cheek rip, and I pulled them with me as I was getting beat up as I was walking, because I was walking towards the fence for the guards to come and get me, because they had already sounded the alarm. So here I am, covered in blood. I'm walking right through the middle of the basketball court, and I'm dragging the guy with me. I'm getting beat up. There's a couple of guys still hitting me, and I don't know if they're stabbing me or what, but all the white shirts come running in, all the guards come running in. They tell us to get to the floor. We get to the floor, and like I said, I'm covered in blood. To tell you the truth, I really thought that they had stabbed me. And it wasn't until they picked me up and put the cuffs on me that when we started walking out, and I'll never forget this. When we were walking out, I saw the image of myself in the glass door, and I seen how my head looked. I looked like a pumpkin. My head was like swollen from getting hit with the rock, and I was covered in blood. And I remember, as soon as I saw myself, how I started crying, because it was like breathtaking, like to see myself like that. Like, it had been a while, since I got beat up like that. And they walked me out, took me into the segregation part of the prison, and I remember asking them, "Are you going to take me to the hospital? Are you going to take me to the hospital?" And they took me into the small prison nurse, whatever, and took me right back to segregation. I remember having these headaches in my head, and just feeling like crap, and being locked in there in segregation. It was wild, man. There was times when I was in prison where I really thought that I was gonna lose my life, and the rush, the flight or fight mode was crazy because it would lit up, and I would go days without being able to turn it off, and that's how I felt when I was in segregation. I was going crazy because I was like, man, I almost died. Time passed and I got better, and I remember I ended up getting transferred that following week. And this is the crazy part right here. This is the part that makes you wonder or think or what, like with these people. Sometimes I guess not being educated enough, not being taught enough how to do their jobs as like CEOs, as being in charge of violent people. I'm getting transferred, and they get me ready. They cuff me up. My feet are shackled. I got the box on me. Everything, the black box. Can't move my hands. Nothing. I'm shacked up. They're walking me through the hall. They're getting me out of that prison. I'm getting transferred finally. I'm going up north. Something happens, right? And they had to stick me in a bullpen. And mind you, I just got beat up by a prison where 80 to 90% of the population is of that gang, okay? They put me in a bullpen with about 25 guys. I remember that day. I was like, holy cow, these people are gonna kill me. And I'm tied up, so I won't even be able to fight. So I remember telling myself, you know what? This is it. Like, you're gonna have to put on the best acting job. You're gonna have to do the best acting job you've ever done in your whole life. You're gonna have to play the meanest role ever, and you're gonna have to write it. They opened up that door. Being in prison, you can't show weakness. So I couldn't say, "Oh no, don't put me in there. I'm scared." So I took a deep breath. And I walked in there, I stuck out my chest, and I looked at everybody like crazy, and I walked all the way to the end of the cell, of the bullpen, all the way to the end by the toilet, and sat down. And I was just me mugging everybody. I was pretending like I could bite a piece off of you, even though deep down inside I was literally terrified and pretty much pooping in my pants. I think that's worse when you have to pretend like you're not afraid. It affects you more. Well, lucky for me, it worked. God was looking out for me that day. God was on my side. Even through all the dumb stuff that I've done, and I don't deserve it, He's always somehow always been there for me. They didn't mess with me. Nobody touched me. Some guy came up talking to me. He's like, "Man, I like you the way you are." I made a little friend, and that right away, God got me like a cosign in the little bullpen. Nobody messed with me. But it was moments like that taught me about resilience. It taught me about not staying down. It taught me about getting back up again. I share my life and everything that I've been through, not to glamorize nothing of my past is to glamorize, because there's nothing to be proud of, but to tell you stories to show you how resilient most of us are. We just had the wrong teachers most of our lives. Every time that I got up and I dust myself off, it was a moment of growth for me. Even if it was a bad growth. And what I mean by that is that I got meaner, and I got faster, and I got bigger in order to survive. But also throughout that change, I lost my heart. It turned into stone. And that's one of the biggest gifts that I've gotten in these past 2 years, that I've learned to love. I've learned to be loved. I've learned to forgive. I've learned to forgive myself. And my whole outlook on life is different now. I share these stories and these moments so you could see how big and profound the transformation was in my life. Everybody has a story and everybody's been through stuff. I get it. I just want to share my 2 cents so you could see that you're not alone. So you could hear that there is hope and everything can be better. Hey, my name's JC. I am Wrong to Strong. This is Breaking Chains and Building Dreams. This is my first episode. Many more to come. So much coming, so much to tell you guys, so much going on. Movie, book, prison. I mean, there's so much. Mrs. Wrong to Strong, Mrs. Savage is going to be launching her podcast for the women. I mean, there's so much going on, and I'm grateful, and I just want to say thank you, God. Thank you, because it's all you that's making all this happen. All right, guys, and well, until next time, make sure that you stay in your lane, you live savage, but most of all, because we're about to go see Jesus. Welcome to Broken Chains and Building Dreams, the podcast where broken pieces become stepping stones to strength. Join me, Julio Almanza, aka JC, as we explore the transformative power of resilience, redemption, and renewal. Each episode will journey from the depths of adversity to the heights of triumph, sharing stories of hope, inspiration, and overcoming obstacles, featuring special guests from all walks of life, from felons to actors to singers to entrepreneurs, individuals who have walked that road from wrong to strong. So get ready for some real conversations about family and the pursuit of purpose, and some good old war stories. So get ready, because we're breaking those chains and building those dreams one episode at a time. My name is JC. I am Wrong to Strong. Welcome to Breaking Chains and Building Dreams.